Hey guys, Miss Hewlett and Miss Bailey will be gone today, so Mr. Bass is going to give you some notes to use, and that should help you with your assignment for today in class. I'm just going to get right into it. I don't really have an introduction for this. I'm just going to show you that there are 4 key terms that you should have learned already. I'm hoping you just need the refresher on it, and then there might be a couple things down here that you may or may not have heard of, but those aren't super hard either. The mean, when you're looking at a chart or a graph that gives you data about something, the title's right here. It says number of siblings. So maybe we asked a class, and this is the results. These 4 people, because there are 4 dots, had 0 siblings. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 who had 2 siblings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 who had 2. 3 who had 3, and 1 who had 4. Okay, put the numbers there. You don't have to count them every time. The mean is what we call the average. It's when you add all the numbers up and then divide by the total number of values. And here's what we mean by that. And this actually is the question that will take the longest to solve for. So bear with me. After that, these don't take nearly as long. What we mean by adding all the number values up is you're going to count how many zeros, how many people picked 0. There was 4 of them. So we need to do 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. Okay? Then you're going to look at your 1, so that equals 0. Then you count all your 1s. There's 8 of them, so I'm going to do 1 plus 1. Oops, shoot. Plus 1 plus 1. 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that equals 8. Hopefully some of you as of right now are seeing there's a much faster way of doing this, and there is. You could just do 0 times 4 and get 0. 1 times 8 and get 8. That's fine too. I'm just showing it for people who may not see that. All right, and then I got to add all my 2's up. So I'm not adding the 6. I'm adding 2 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that gets you 12. Okay? Then I go to my 3's. I'm going 3 plus 3 plus 3, and that's going to get you, put total over here. Total of 9. I should have put that there, but oh well. And then I add my 4's, and there's only 1 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up all my totals. These are the totals of all of this adding right here. And now I'm just putting it all into one thing. And I know I'm going fast, but the math itself is not very difficult right here. 0 plus 8 is 8. 8 plus 12 is 20. 20 plus 9 is 29. And 29 plus 4 is 33. Okay, that's your total. That's how many siblings all of this class has together. There's a total of 33 siblings that these kids have. Now, that's just this piece. Add all the number values. Then you have to divide by the number, or by the total number of values. And what we mean by that is you divide by how many dots there are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So what I have to do next is 33 divided by 22. And that's it. 22 goes into 33 once. get a remainder of 11. I'm going to go ahead and add one more a decimal and a 0. I don't know how far it's going to go. If it goes too far, I'll stop. But 22 goes in 110 5 times. And actually, that's perfect. Okay, so my mean for this problem equals 1.5. And if you think about it, that makes sense, because what you're trying to do is find where is most of the data shown, where's the center of most of the data, and it's right in here, in between the 1 and the 2. These are where the most dots are located. And so it makes sense that your mean is in that spot as well. It's right in between the 1 and the 2. Now we know you can't have 1.5 siblings. That's impossible. But it's just saying that the average has either 1 or 2 siblings. So it kind of meets it in the middle there. Okay? Median. Very easy. It's the middle. It's the middle. You start at the ends of the graph. So they're your left end here and your right end here. And you work your way towards the middle, and you see what is the middle number. Okay? And there's 2 ways you can do this. There's a short, easy way, and there's a longer way. I'm going to show you the short, easy way first, and if it doesn't click, then I can show you the long way, but I'd rather honestly not. What I do is I start at the bottom, and I cross it off. And I go to the other end, and I cross it off. And then I go to the next one. And if we're starting at the ends, we're going to start at the bottom here, and we're going to start at the top values on this end and work our way down. So bottom to top, bottom to top, bottom to top. And you just keep going. Bottom to the top, bottom to top, bottom to top, bottom to top, bottom to top. Okay, you see you got 2 left here, which makes sense because there's 22. So somewhere in there is my median. If you have 2 dots left, normally you'd have to take the average of that, which I just showed you how to do up here. You would do 1 dot plus 1 dot equals 2 dots divided by 2 total dots. Get you back to 1. They both land underneath the 1 sibling value. So your median here equals 1. Because your 2 middle ones, you can't cross them both off. That gets you 0 dots left. So we're going to leave 2 of them left, and that's fine. Thankfully, they're both 1, so we know our median is 1. That's the middle value. Okay? All right. The mode. Mode is most. If you say that about 4 or 5 times, it's going to start clicking. Mode is most. And so all you have to do here is you're just looking at the most frequent number. What is the most selected category? Which one has the most dots? If I'm going to put that in layman terms. Who's got the most dots? This one has 8. This one has 6. So 1 sibling has the most amount of picks. Most of the students here have 1 sibling. We're not saying how many there are, how many dots there are here. We're saying what category was mostly picked. And that was, is it still going? Okay. And that was your 1 sibling. All right, your range is the difference between the largest value and the smallest value. Your largest value is 4. Your smallest value is 0, sorry. So you do 4, which is your largest, 0, which is your smallest, you 4. Okay? If I'm going too fast for you guys, sorry. I know my battery on my iPad that's videoing this is going, it's about to die, so if you need to rewind this and watch pieces of it again, that's totally fine. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast for you here. All right, minimum versus maximum. Those are pretty self-explanatory. The minimum is the smallest value, and the maximum is the largest. The smallest value is right over here at 0. That's your minimum. The maximum is your largest value over here. Now, it's the largest and smallest that have data inside of it. So if there was nothing here at the 4, you would go here. But we do have 1 dot there, so that's going to be your max. That's going to be your minimum. Easy peasy. All right, I don't know if you guys have learned this piece here yet. It's not hard. There's something called symmetrical or symmetry versus skewed. Skewed meaning it favors one side over the other, which I guess I just wrote there. If you don't know what symmetry is, it's like cutting something in half, and what is cut in half this side looks exactly the same as what's cut in half this side. And so if you look at this, about halfway through this graph is about right here. So if I drew a line and just cut this in half, does this side look like it mirrors this side? If I flipped it over, would it look like this side? And it does. So this is symmetrical. Because one side favors the other side. Now, there might be a situation where a lot of your data is on one side, and there's just a little bit of data on the other side. Okay, that's called skewed. And how I teach my students is you find the highest point on the graph, so right here, and you draw an arrow down to where most of the data is also going, which most of the data is going towards the left. So that means you are skewed to the left. It looks like it's clumped up here, so you're like, oh, it's skewed right. No, draw an arrow for where, from the highest point to where everything else is going, and that's skewed left. Likewise, find the highest point on the graph, find where most of the data is going. Most of it's over here, so we go this way. Okay, these are your notes, and you can use these notes for your assignment. I know I went fairly fast. If I was teaching this to my actual class where there's not a video, I'd go much slower. But I needed you guys to get the notes quickly, and my battery's about to die. So I'm going to stop this video now.